Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Invin and today what I'm going to be bringing to you guys is a guide on a few things that you need to do to get yourselves prepared for the upcoming update in New World that we should be seeing either in the next couple of days or the next few days at the most. Amazon have released that the Void Gauntlet update is of course going to be the next big change coming to New World, and when that update drops there's a few things that you need to do to make sure that you stay ahead of the curve. Now, like I mentioned there just at the start, we obviously have the Void Gauntlet coming, so one of the first things you're going to want to do is make sure you've got the materials ready to craft it. Now, of course, you're going to need to level up your Arcana. If you do want to get these, you can obviously get the Iron one at level 0, but just to go through these for you guys so you can kind of see, you get the Adept Void Mage Gauntlet at 28, you get the Steel Void Gauntlet at level 50, the Surging Hatred at 78, which is a named rare gauntlet. You get Vile Mercy, which is another named rare gauntlet at 83. Star Metal Void Gauntlet at level 100. You get Terrible Echo, which is a epic gauntlet at level 138. And then you get another epic gauntlet at 148, which is called a New Moon's Curse. And then you also get the Orichalcum Void Gauntlet at level 150. There will be legendary recipes for these, of course, but this is just what you get off the base. Obviously, as you guys can see in the top right hand corner, I am in the PTR right now, so this is just kind of what you get initially. These are all the things you can build without having any of the recipes, because of course on day one none of us are going to have those. So obviously you can do these Orichalcum ones. Of course you could put in some of these higher level stuff like the Scar Hide here, the Smolder Hide, Runic Leather of course as well, if you've got those, but generally you can just put in regular leather. Of course it's death motes that you use to craft this, but again you can put in Death Wisps, Death Essence or Death Quintessence if you've got those available as well to improve the quality of this item, and this will increase the range. And of course here you can put in Orichalcum, you can put in Cinnabar, Asmodium or Tolvium. I would recommend Asmodium, obviously, if you are going for those max level crafts. So you're going to need 12 of the metal, whether that's Orichalcum or Asmodium. You're going to need 5 of the leather, whichever you choose to use, and you're going to need 6 death motes. Now, you can obviously determine a perk on here as well. Some of these, you know, you have things down here which are specifically for the Void Gauntlet, which have not been in the game previously, so you will have to get these charms if you do want them for the Void Gauntlet ones, but obviously the other stuff such as the stats or things like Keen have already been in the game, so you can probably get some of these if you want to have them ready. But just so you guys know what to look out for as well, you get Steel Void Gauntlet Charm. This one here is while below 50% health, successful Void Blade hits heal self for 10 to 50% health. Successful Void Blade hits heal self for 30% of the damage done. So what's really nice is that now on this PTR build, you guys will be able to see that when you hover over these crafting stuff, it does actually tell you what it gives. Even something like Keenly Fortified, it tells you we already know these, but it's actually in the game on the screen now, which is much, much better. You also have here on activation, Oblivion removes limited duration buffs from the enemies within its radius. You have unsuccessful hit, Petrifying Scream inflicts disease, reducing the target's healing by 25% for 10 seconds. This one is going to be super, super good for wars, so if you do manage to get any Orichalcum Void Gauntlet charms, keep hold of them. They're going to be very, very good for PvP. You've then got the Steel Void Gauntlet Charm, which is Diminishing Orb, and this is on hit. Orb of Decay reduces the duration of target's buffs by 20 to 50%. Again, anti-buffing, something we've not seen in the game yet at all, so this is going to be very, very good. Slowing Tether, which means upon a successful hit, Baleful Tether inflicts a slow, reducing the target's move speed by 20 to 30% for 3 seconds. And you then have, finally here, Empowering Rupture, which is on a killing blow of a target you've afflicted with Essence Rupture, gain Empower, increasing your damage by 10% for 5 seconds. So there's some really good ones there, but like I mentioned, the Orichalcum Void Gauntlet Charm, if you do manage to get your hands on one of those when this update does drop, keep hold of it, because they're either going to sell for a lot or they're going to be very, very sought after for all of your PvP players, particularly your war team there. It's going to be really, really good. So of course you're going to want to be able to make these. You can put in Azoth as well. Obviously if you select a perk it'll go down to 45 here, but you can put in 60. You get a gem slot and 2 perks as well as choosing your attribute, or indeed choosing a perk, and then you get an attribute and a gem and a perk. So it's kind of up to you what you want to build. These ones obviously can come with random stats unless you define them. The ones here with the 148 one comes with 16 intelligence, 8 focus, and it comes with diminishing orb and siphoning blur as a guaranteed. But of course, as you can see here, scale cord, ebon wood, and then obviously some level tier 4-ish kind of essences and metals and leathers and stuff there. And these are also tier 4 rare materials or epic materials, but they are quite hard to come by. A lot of people won't have many of these, so potentially it's worth doing, but it is good stats, intelligence, focus. Those of you that don't know what the Void Gauntlet does scale from, so having these on is always going to be a good thing. And of course, Terrible Echo 10 levels before that, intelligence, focus, just less of each. For pretty much the same stuff, except for you need Quillback instead of the Ebonwood. But if you've got the Ebonwood, I would certainly go for this one. And of course, if you can boost up this Orichalcum Void Gauntlet and get a few of these made, even with some random perks, they're going to sell like hotcakes on that first day because people are certainly going to want these higher gear score ones. So certainly start preparing your recipes, your ingredients for that. And hopefully you can get some of these legendary recipes to craft some of those endgame ones as well. Now, another thing that's going to be coming up with the update when we do get that later this week or early next week is going to be a change to PvP faction missions. So if we go ahead and talk to the representative here, we can open a faction board and you guys will see that the PvP missions are actually new. So Sanctify, we're used to, it's Liberate the Area, Stand Strong, but this one will be in a separate area. So we'll grab these and I'll show you guys where they are on the map. Again, Preserve, you've got to go ahead and do certain objectives there. And of course, you've got Vanquish PvP, which is a completely new one, which is defeat Syndicate or Marauder members to purify their souls. Of course, the kind of values on this, this one is nearly 2,000 rep and 2,000 tokens, which is quite a lot, and also 1,200 XP. Of course, 461 for this one and 367 for this one, so obviously you guys can see the difference there. What you need to do for the Preserve one then, if we press J and look at the journal here, you guys will be able to see hold Stoma Wood for 1 minute and 30 seconds, as we're used to with Sanctify, it's hold a location for 1 minute 30 seconds. Then we've got Preserve here, which is retrieve the sacred text from the Stormart Wood. And then, of course, defeat 5 enemy faction members to collect faction blood medallions. So you will need to pick something up when you kill these guys, presumably, as well. But if we have a look on the map, where you guys were used to going for Windswood was, of course, up to the top here. And it does look like it's going to be the same. So we're going over here to collect the package, and I would assume it's going to be back over here. And then, of course, we've got to hold this area for 1 minute 30, which is a massive bonus because it means there's no turkeys to kill. Now, there is some other quests that have been added in as well, such as going and holding the fort. So, obviously, the fort area, you can go and hold that. That is one of the missions, or recapture the fort, or maybe even capture it for the first time if you're attacking. That is a mission that can be given, as well as a couple of other ones mixed in that they have mentioned on the forums. So make sure you get to terms with the map of the area you are going to want to attack when this update comes out, or indeed the area you own to defend it, because you are going to have to be going to the fort a lot more. You're going to have to actually engage in PvP a lot more, and of course there is going to be bonuses in the near future, whether it's going to be in this update or shortly afterwards, where it increases things like gathering luck when you have your PvP turned on, as well as other stuff in the area that's going to give you a bonus, such as gathering speed, etc., which they talked about again in a forum post. But the main thing is going to be the luck there, so you are going to see more flagged players making these PvP missions a little bit more doable. But it is going to be interesting to see how these actually play out, whether you're going to be able to get those 5 kills easily, or whether that's going to be quite a long challenge, particularly if many of your players get the same one. It's a little bit better than the turkeys, but it's still quite difficult, although it does give good rewards. So we'll have to kind of wait and see how that one plans out. And then real quick here, I just wanted to bring you guys, finally, it's not something you need to prepare for as such, but just a kind of heads up of what's actually going on with the world merges. So obviously the PTR test was merged, and as you guys can see on screen here, it says world merge. 1 or more of your characters has been moved as a result of a world merge. Did I keep my character progression, inventory, and house? Yes, your character's level, attribute points, mastery points, territory standing, house, inventory, and all settlement storage have been preserved. Did I keep my company? Yes. Players will never be split up from each other due to a merge, and the company membership and wallet have been preserved. Wars cannot be declared 3 days before a merge. We then got on the other side of stuff we didn't keep. Did my company keep our territories? No. Territories on the new world will be claimed by the companies of that world. If your company is not of that world, you lose all territories, any upgrades, and your company will be given 15,000 coins. Now, for me, it's not good enough. I would not want to see 15,000 coins in place of something like Everfall, where you're making 200,000-300,000 gold per week. That being said, if your wallet is quite full from that, you're nearing maybe the cap, fair enough, but obviously you've had to pay upkeep on that, and you're also losing out on a territory, which even if you've not had many wars on your server, let's say you've kept it from day 1 for some miracle, you've been really good at defense, but it costs 100,000 gold. So 15,000 gold seems not good enough in my opinion, but obviously they don't want to over-advantage people that are transferring as opposed to those that are keeping the territories currently, paying the upkeep and such. So we'll have to see, and obviously this isn't the be-all and end-all, but do let me know what you guys think of that in the comments below, because for me, that's probably not something I'm too keen on. But obviously it's got a lot of room to change. That was just the practice run at it, if you like, so don't kind of hold them to it as such, but do kind of see what you'd like to see instead in the comments. And of course, here we've got did my open buy/sell order contracts remain? No. Items posted for sale will be returned to you, and you will retain coin earned from partial sales. Coin paid for taxes on listing fees will not be returned. So if you are going to have a merger at some point, I would assume this is probably going to stay the same. That seems fairly sensible. So make sure that a couple of days before you get rid of all of those trading contracts that you've got up, don't put up any new ones. And kind of obviously when you go over to the new server, bear in mind you're going to have all of those items returned to you. So for those of you that are lacking on storage like myself, it's time for a bit of a clear out once you do get the mergers. Now, obviously, we haven't had any official news on when those are going to be yet, but I just wanted to give you guys a heads up of what they did in the PTR, what it looks like on the screen, and kind of what you keep, what you don't, etc. So let me know what you guys think about that down below in the comments. Especially here, the main thing to take away is obviously the Void Gauntlets. You do want to make sure that you're getting on top of that for the release. When they come out, they are going to be very expensive on most servers. Lots of people are going to want them to try them out at the very least if they haven't played the PTR or there wasn't a PTR available for them. Or indeed, maybe they just want to try it out because they like it, they want to buy one early doors. So if you can get some of those materials ready to go, you're going to be on top form, you're going to make a nice bit of money, and of course you can craft them for your company and friends who are all going to be really appreciative of that. So with that, guys, that is going to be it for today's video. If you have enjoyed, please do drop a like on it down below, as it really does help support me and my content. If you are new here to the channel, then please do make sure you drop a big subscribe down below with the notification bell on, as I do upload every single day. So I would love to have you here as part of my channel community. It'd be amazing to have your support with that one. If you do want to support me directly as a content creator here on YouTube, then the membership option is available underneath today's video by clicking that join button as well. Other than that, guys, as always, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for your time. Take care and peace.